Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.
Well, to me, and I should answer this by saying I'm not the world's greatest photographer by any means, but I consider photography to be a form of storytelling. And storytelling is a theme that really moves through my career in several ways. I'm a scientist, I'm a writer, and I feel that photography can be an aspect of that storytelling practice, telling things that are harder to put into words in some case, or spurring conversations that might not happen if you didn't have the image there as part of that story.
Thor Hanson, thank you and welcome to Shooting It Raw. Welcome to the podcast. Such a pleasure.
It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. So, your accent tells me you're American.
Yes.
Now, where? You see, we've never met before. We've never spoken. This is the first time I see your face. A very kind-looking face. You tell me that you're in a hotel, which is crazy decoration behind you. So, thank you for joining me, and I'm so excited to dive into your images and into your work and into your life. Where are you right now?
Well, I'm joining you right now from Portland, Oregon, where I am at the tail end of a book tour. I had a book come out a little over a month ago. And so I'm here doing a few events, and it worked out to, in spite of a very strange time difference, you are 19 hours ahead of me, I think, or behind me or something.
Yeah.
In spite of that, we found a time here that works, and I'm able to join you from the room. So I'm here in Portland doing a few signing events and giving lectures and so forth, all associated with a book that just came out recently.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a very broad, eclectic background, book publishing, scientific book publishing being part of it. So I worked for Elsevier. So if you know Elsevier.
Absolutely. Great.
They're not a sponsor, but yeah, fascinated. So here's the thing about the podcast, right? So I mentioned that earlier. I mentioned that it's about asking, if life is a gift, how do we make every second count? And I'm here in Hong Kong, and I basically ask myself, okay, what do I want to learn about? What do I want to share? What's fascinating to me? And then I just go out and find people to talk to. And your name, your book just came out. And so what's the title of your book, please?
This book is called Hurricane Lizards and Plastic Squid, the Fraught and Fascinating Biology of Climate Change.
My friend, I'm going to have a crush on you. I hope you don't mind. I hope you're okay with that.
No problem.
Man, I'm so happy we're talking. Okay, this is great. Okay. Yes, big plug for your book, for sure. Knowing how book publishing is, the window of promotion is actually very narrow. It's like you how long did it take for you to write, you say this book. So how long did it take for you to write this book?
This book took about 2.5 years.
Yeah. So it's a baby that takes a long time to put together, to edit, to finally put it out, and then put it into the world. And the window of promotion and to have people pick it up and notice it is very tight. So right now how long is your promotional tour?
Well, I've been off and on doing this now since the end of September. So about five weeks of effort, and this is the tail end of it.
And lucky you though that you can travel relatively openly, like with COVID in the U.S. I mean, in Hong Kong, there's no movement. It's like we're frozen. We're
right
under house arrest, basically.
Yeah, and it is this time around a real hodgepodge. Some events done virtually through Zoom and other means, and others that are in person. It sort of depends on the venue, whether some bookstores are having people in, and some universities are doing in-person things.
Right.
Others are not. So last night, for example, I did a lecture on Zoom to a bookstore. And then 5 minutes later, went downstairs in the hotel and gave an in-person lecture at for a museum. So
okay.
it it's that sort of combination. Everyone's, I think, very open though to trying to do something, and very forgiving in terms of the restrictions we're all living under.
Yeah. So do you teach through university or?
At the moment, no. I am really a full-time writer at this point. A little bit of consulting and so forth as well. I do some video work and
Wow.
Other things too. But most of what I'm doing these days is writing the books.
Okay. So this is what happens. A little bit about me. I get super excited by topics and people. My interview style is I'll talk for a while, and then the person says, I think you asked something, and then I'll just answer. So answer whatever question you want to answer, because I'm just going to eat it up. And I want to know everything about you. Like, okay, so what did you study? Like, what is your formation, your core formation, professionally?
Sure. Yeah. So I have a number of projects in my background, sort of a generalist in science. I started off as an undergraduate studying a combination of writing and ecology, a double major.
Oh, love it.
And I went on in graduate school to do a master's degree in something called the Field Naturalist Program.
Okay.
Which is a marvelous program at the University of Vermont in the States, where it's based in the botany department, but you really work with people from all disciplines in the natural sciences, sort of based on the old school 19th century naturalist sort of model. Wow. So that was great. And then my doctoral work was done in a joint PhD program between the University of Idaho in the States and a university in Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
And again, it was an interdisciplinary and international program where we had over 20 doctoral students working in teams and different ecosystems, and it was really an interesting and
I love it,
very rewarding program. So
I love
those are the things that I did in terms of education, and then my research and work projects have been mostly in conservation biology, on various things from Africa to Central America to Alaska so forth. And working in a range of projects, from some primate work to bird studies and botanical studies. And in the last 10 years or so, I've really shifted more of my focus over to the storytelling of science.
Okay.
And I think that really occurred because of some of the frustration I felt at seeing so many fascinating discoveries and ideas in the scientific community that never made it beyond that rather limited audience of the peer-reviewed journals and so forth, and which is an essential part of science. But nonetheless, there were so many stories that I saw that weren't getting out to a broader audience, and I felt that I could help make a contribution in that regard. And so more and more of my time now has been spent on the storytelling.
I love it. You have so many. Okay, as a communications person, my first degree was in creative writing, but then I sort of meandered into medicine and science and communication. But you have so many good things going. One, your name, Thor Hanson. I mean, it does not get better than that. Like, what a name. Your face is perfect. Your voice is so good. And I really hope in the recording, the warmth of your voice is going to get captured, because you have a great voice.
Thank you. I don't know what to say about it. I'm not sure my young son would agree with you. He hears enough of my hot air at home. But at any rate,
thank you is a good place to start. Let's dive into the photos, and then that way learn about your work, because I know I could talk to you for ages. Okay. Yes?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Fire away.
Okay. So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.